I don't want us to have. I've told you very, very coolly.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us this sense of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
The news headlines. Governor Pebble teams up with military to tackle rising kidnapping cases in Edo.
The collaboration that we'll be having with your men, and they'll be doing very well. I think without their effort, by now people will be sleeping at home.
Edo APC holds ward congress across 93 wards as state chairman briefed journalists on outcome of the exercise.
Today we celebrate not just the successful conduct of a party exercise, but the reaffirmation of our collective commitment to unity, cohesion, transparency, and inclusivity.
All is now set for the commencement of Niger Delta Games as Edo State concludes arrangements.
As we all know, the second edition of the Niger Delta Game is at hand, and Team Edo is fully prepared. Team Edo, we actually started through the local government trials. From there, we had the senatorial trials.
A pleasant evening and many thanks for joining us on Beetv Major News at 6, coming to you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Evelyn Izibili. Now the news in details. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okwevelo has reaffirmed his administration's strategic partnership with the Nigerian Army in the ongoing fight against kidnapping and other criminal activities across the state. The governor made this known when he received the commander of the Nigerian Army Corps of Supply and Transport, Major General Nasak Danjuma Shagaya, alongside other senior officials during a courtesy visit at Government House, Benin City. The report.
Governor Monday Okwevelo said the collaboration between the Edo State government and security agencies, particularly the Army, is already producing measurable results in the fight against insecurity. He expressed delight to receive the team, particularly due to the level of collaboration between his administration and the Army in tracking kidnapping. He explained that the partnership with the 4th Brigade of the Nigerian Army is a right step in the right direction that is yielding positive results. Okwevelo commended the gallantry and sacrifice of the soldiers, noting that their relentless operations have brought relief to residents across Edo communities affected by kidnappers. The governor further assured the Army of continued support, particularly in strengthening forward operating bases established in strategic locations across the state to enhance rapid response and security surveillance.
Of the collaboration that we'll be having with your men, and they'll be doing very well. I think without their effort, by now people will be sleeping at home. Most especially the FOB that has been established in some areas. I'm very grateful, and I want you to take my message to the Chief of Army Staff that I appreciate what he's doing for us.
On the flooding challenges affecting the Nigerian Army School supply and transport in Isio, the governor explained that immediate intervention may be constrained by the ongoing rainy season and established procurement procedures. He said at the moment there is little they can do because the rainy season has already set in, and if any must be done, they must follow due process in procurement. The governor recalled a similar flooding issues at Ekenwa Barracks and how they intervened successfully, adding that they will study the situation at Isio and determine how best to address it.
Which is your area, we'll look at that to see how we can help in solving that particular problem. You were having same issue at the barrack. Before you can't enter the barrack. I went there during my campaign and I saw it. So after my elections, I went back to that place and I said we are going to do it. He was thinking, but now the place is looking beautiful and secure. So this, your complaint about the school, we are going to see how we arrest it so that you can also enjoy that food.
In his remarks, Major General Shagaya expressed appreciation to the governor for his consistent support and collaboration with the army, pledging the core continued backing of the administration's developmental agenda. He reaffirmed the commitment of the Nigerian army to sustaining peace, unity and stability in Edo State and across the country. The army commander also appealed for government intervention to tackle the persistent flooding affecting the school and surrounding communities in the Sio and Gbowazes. Beyond security, he sought collaboration in areas such as capacity building, youth engagement, driver refresher courses, catering services, and firefighting support.
You have also provided and sustained the provision of oil, lubricants that helps them to patrol and move from one place to another. We've also been told about your effort in renovating the Amide secondary school in Ekenwa Barracks, and the construction of the road linking Ekenwa Barracks and the immediate community. So this, I sincerely appreciate this. It goes a long way to show how the Nigerian Army is also a stakeholder and how you also intend to take them to drive your transformation agenda towards the national development and of course the development of Edo State entirely. We can only but just to wish you all the best as you continue to push and overcome the rest of the myriad of challenges that Edo State faces.
The renewed partnership underscores Edo State government's intensified security strategy aimed at curbing kidnapping, strengthening military-civil relations, and improving safety across the state. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to inclusive governance and equitable development across the state, assuring citizens that no community will be sidelined under his watch. The governor gave the assurance while receiving members of All One Conscience, a socio-political group led by its chairman, Honorable Richard Ofeimu Esquire, during a courtesy visit to Government House in Benin City. BTV News' Temitope Luafemi has details.
Addressing the delegation, Governor Monday Okpebholo stressed that his administration remains firmly rooted in fairness, justice, and due process, noting that every community in Edo State deserves to benefit from government policies and programs. He stated that decisions taken by his government would continue to reflect equity and the overall interest of the people. Okpebholo disclosed that he had carefully listened to the concerns raised by the group, particularly issues surrounding appointments into the governing council of Ambrusali University.
I also outlined some of your concerns, most especially area of appointment into Ambrusali University and Civil Service Commission. I'll look at it, but I didn't know O1 was not represented. But I'll see what we do to see that we compensate O1 people.
He assured the delegation that their request would be examined in line with the law. Describing Onwa as his home, the governor reaffirmed his bond with the people and pledged continued support for their developmental aspirations.
Happy to receive you, just as I said before. Onwa is my home, and I will continue to adore Onwa people. Thank you very much.
Earlier in his remarks, the chairman of Onwa Conscience, Richard Ofen-Imu, congratulated the governor on his one-year anniversary in office and on his recognition as Governor of the Year 2025 in Education by the New Telegraph newspaper. He said the group was in Government House to express concerns affecting Onwa people, particularly in the areas of political inclusion, civil service representation, the Governing Council of AAU, and the Judicial Service Commission. A member of the delegation, Sabina Idowu, commended the governor for his engagement with Onwa people from the primary election period through the campaign and into his administration. She noted that ongoing projects in Onwa had strengthened the people's confidence in the government. She, however, appealed to the governor to give further consideration to Onwa's interest in political appointments, noting concerns about representation within Edo North.
Here in office as governor of Edo State, and for this telling the state of the ship of state in Edo State. Also congratulating him on his recent award by the Telegraph newspaper. I want to say congratulations, sir, and also address the note with Mr. Governor concerning some issues relating to our people, and to express our solidarity, and to tell Mr. Governor that the Rwanda people, they are here standing in solidarity with your administration. That hand to hand will continue to support your administration.
It's a joy for us to be here and listening to you and seeing how you've interacted with the Owo people right from the days of primaries till now, and some of the projects you are doing in Rwanda. We have confidence that the Owo people did not vote amiss, and the confidence that we will continue to stand with this administration to do the work that you are doing for the benefit of Edo people. Particularly, we have listened to you on the advice on how we can ensure that we get justice and fairness in political appointments in our land.
The meeting ended on a note of reassurance, with the governor reiterating his resolve to run a government anchored on inclusivity, fairness, and balanced development across all parts of Edo State. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News.
The All Progressive Congress in Oredo local government of Edo State on Wednesday conducted its ward congress across all 12 wards in the local government, with leaders and members affirming new executives in all 12 wards of the council. Beetv News Favor Kolawole reports that the Congress conducted simultaneously in all 12 wards of the local government had party faithful gathering at their respective ward secretariats to endorse executive put forward by party leaders and stakeholders in accordance with established party procedures.
Present at the Oredo Ward Congress in Ward 7, where the Edo State APC Chairman Emperor Jared Tenibe, the APC State Secretary Engineer Lawrence Oka, the Deputy Speaker of the Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable Osanwuyi Evagweita Atu, the Oredo Local Government Council Chairman, Honorable Gabriel Iduseri, the Assistant State Secretary, Honorable Sam Obo, the Oredo APC Local Government Chairman, Honorable Osamudiame Osarenkwe, and other prominent political stakeholders. Speaking during the exercise, the APC State Chairman, Emperor Jared Tenibe, described the peaceful conduct of the Congress as a reflection of unity and internal cohesion within the party.
He charged the newly affirmed ward executives to remain dedicated to grassroots mobilization and to strengthen the party's structure at the ward level.
You have to follow the law. And that's why we are all gathered here. And it is to meet the Electoral Act, which says there shall be Congress to elect party officers after the tenure of certain officers as allowed. All the people that were emerged, all the party officers that were emerged from this Congress should carry the message further to the grassroots.
In his remark, the APC State Secretary, Engineer Lawrence Oka, highlighted the strategic role of ward executives in sustaining party growth, maintaining discipline among members, and ensuring effective communication between the grassroots and the higher party organs. He also commended party faithful for their orderly conduct and active participation, noting that the successful exercise underscored the APC's strong organization framework in Edo State.
We are here to demonstrate straight the way to the door, in other words. So we go straight. It's an affirmation. As those who have been affirmed to be the president of this world, from chairman to last person, please stand up. Chairman, these are the executives that have been affirmed by the world. I think these are your executives. Yes. Are they executives? Yes. These are the executives. Congratulations.
Speaking at the Congress, the chairman of Oredo Local Government, Honorable Gabriel Iduseri, also called for sustained cooperation among members and urged the newly ratified executive to prioritize inclusiveness and effective engagement with constituents to consolidate the party's gain in the local government. On his part, the APC chairman in Oredo Local Government, Honorable Osamudiame Osarenkwe, reaffirmed his support for the party and pledged to work closely with ward executives to promote development and unity within Oredo.
Engineer Lawrence Oka. The peace we are enjoying today is because we have a leader like him. You can see how happy the world is. The executives and the members are all happy. Daddy, thank you so much.
Today is a day set aside for the APC. Today, we are doing what the party has asked us to do. So for that, I have to welcome everybody that is here.
Following the inauguration at Ward 7, the Congress team proceeded to the remaining wards across Oredo local government area, where executives were equally affirmed in a peaceful and orderly manner. Party stakeholders also urged members to remain peaceful and committed, emphasizing the need to mobilize more people across the wards in order to achieve Governor Monday Okpebholo's goals of securing 2.5 million votes for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu come 2027 election. They stressed that unity, discipline, and active participation at the grassroots level are key to realizing these targets and consolidating the APC strength in Oredo local government area.
And now, what do I mean? The way and manner you conduct yourself in your zone is what will attract people to your party. Exactly. So, if you are an ambassador of the party, especially at the zonal level, or an executive, please, you must put up a very decent behavior to attract, a lot of followers.
The Ward Congress across the 12 wards in Oredo local government area ended peacefully, with party leaders and stakeholders expressing confidence in the newly inaugurated executives. They described the exercise as orderly, transparent, and reflective of the party's unity at the grassroots. Members reaffirmed their commitments to strengthening the party structure ahead of future political engagement, noting that the successful conduct of the Congress in Oredo aligns with similar outcomes recorded across the 192 wards in Edo State. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The Edo State chapter of the All Progressive Congress says the successful conduct of its ward congresses across The 192 wards of the state marks the beginning of renewed grassroots mobilization ahead of the 2027 general elections. The state chairman of the party, Chief Jarrett Tenebe, made this known while addressing party leaders and members at the Edo State Secretariat in Benin City on the outcome of the Congress.
Today, we celebrate not just the successful conduct of a party exercise, but the reaffirmation of our collective commitment to unity, cohesion, transparency, and inclusivity.
Addressing members of the State Working Committee, party leaders and others, the State Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Chief Jarrett Tenebe, described the exercise as peaceful, rancor-free, and a clear demonstration of internal democracy. He noted that the ward structure remains the bedrock of the party's political strength, emphasizing that the emergence of new ward executives signals a renewed phase of consolidation and expansion. He reminded the newly elected executives that their emergence is not merely a victory, but a call to greater service at the grassroots level.
Today, we celebrate not just the successful conduct of a party exercise, but the reaffirmation of our collective commitment to unity, cohesion, transparency, and inclusivity. As a party widely recognized as the largest political party in Africa, the All Progressive Congress, APC, bears a sacred responsibility to set the pace in strengthening democratic culture within our internal processes. Democracy must first be practiced within before it can be effectively championed without any rancor. The orderly and rancor-free conduct of our world congresses is clear evidence that we are institutionalizing internal democracy in its truest form. The National Working Committee, NWC, provided clear guidelines and modalities for the conduct of the congresses at world, local government, and state levels.
The chairman also stressed the importance of unity and discipline within party ranks, urging members to sustain the harmony being enjoyed in the state chapter. Looking ahead to the 2027 general elections, Tenebe highlighted the ongoing voter registration exercise by the Independent National Electoral Commission, calling on party members to mobilize eligible citizens to participate fully and safeguard their permanent voter cards. Chief Tenebe further referenced the commitment of Edo State Governor Senator Monday Kwerolo to deliver 2.5 million votes in support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election, describing the target as a collective responsibility for all party faithful. He explained that the successful World Congress marks not the end of a process, but the beginning of renewed political consolidation for the APC in Edo State.
This achievement belongs to every committed member of our party across the 182 wards. It demonstrates that our party in Edo State remains united, disciplined, and forward-looking. You must drive party engagement actively within your wards. You must foster unity, build consensus, and expand our membership base. Above all, you must ensure that the harmony we currently enjoy is sustained and strengthened. As we look ahead, we must recognize the importance of the ongoing voter registration exercise being conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. This exercise forms a critical part of the political roadmap to the 2027 general elections. Our governor, Senator Monday Kwerolo, has made a bold commitment to deliver 3.5 million votes in support of our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election. That commitment is not just merely symbolic, it is a collective responsibility. Accordingly, I charge our newly elected ward executive to embark on a massive grassroots mobilization drive to encourage eligible citizens to participate fully in the ongoing INEC registration exercise. Beyond mobilization, you must also sensitize our people on the importance of safeguarding their permanent voter card, PVCs. The strength of democracy lies in the ballot, and the ballot begins with registration.
Also speaking, the chairman of the local government and ward congresses in Edo State, Honorable Mohammed Kabiru Ajana, stated that the party adopted a systematic and well-structured approach in conducting the congresses across the state. He explained that a duly constituted committee was established to oversee and coordinate the entire process, ensuring transparency and adherence to party guidelines. According to him, the committee formally endorsed the leadership of His Excellency Senator Monday Okpebholo, noting that it worked closely with the team throughout the exercise. Honorable Ajana further emphasized that the peaceful conduct of the congresses has strengthened the party's resolve and positioned it confidently to proceed to the next stage of the electoral process. He added that the exercise covered the 192 wards across the state, and the monitoring teams were deployed to assess the process and address potential grievances. After thorough verification, he confirmed that no formal complaints were recorded.
Hard from him because it's a systematic approach towards the congresses. We had a committee that came, screened the executives, and then waited for if there was any form of protest. What have you. And to a large extent, Edo has been confirmed leadership of His Excellency Senator affirmed that Mr. Chairman is really on the after the whole exercise, there was no protest and there was no complaint, which gave us the strength to move to the next stage of the election.
The Edo APC says with its ward structures now firmly in place, the focus shifts to grassroots mobilization and to strengthen party unity ahead of the next election cycle. Best Orator reporting for Beetv News.
Reiterating the earlier said reports, the Edo State chapter of the All Progressive Congress says the successful conduct of its ward congresses across the 192 wards of the state marks the beginning of renewed grassroots mobilization ahead of the 2027 general elections. The state chairman of the party, Chief Jarrett Tenebe, made this known while addressing party leaders and members at the Edo State Secretariat in Benin City on the outcome of the Congress. Moving on, the continuous rise in the cost of wood in Edo State is causing concern among builders, carpenters, and residents as construction expenses continue to increase across the state. Beetv News' Daniel Shedrack reports that a hike in the cost of timber is becoming a major problem for carpenters and citizens who depend on wood for construction and furniture making. The report.
Findings from timber markets in Uselu, Benin City, Edo State indicate that the prices of roofing woods, plank, and other construction timber have risen sharply. Traders attribute the development to limited supply, high transportation costs, and the rising price of fuel. The rising cost of wood and timber products is creating serious concern in the construction and woodworking sectors in Edo State as builders and carpenters struggle with budget and supply constraints. It was also observed that many residents no longer opt for quality furniture due to the high cost of wood.
What I see for price of wood for now is a condition of Nigeria. How things stay there. We all know that diesel they high side. Mostly not the cost because we have for the buy diesel to dispatch their motor. They pay for driver and also buy diesel to machine the wood to come like this or like this. So, and at the same time they pay their workers. So they will also add their own money after the expenses of all these things. They will add their own price, the money, maybe their profits inside. So we when see the sale retail, we also buy from them in a high price. So when we see came into sale, we will try to add small money.
Earlier of electricity. Since last week to now, we don't have light here. And that light is contributing also cost of wood, because if there's a light, constantly light, I think the cost of the wood will reduce. And we are paying. And that payment, where you are not using something, paying for what you are not using, is very unfair.
While speaking with BTV News, the chairman and some merchants of Uselu Timber Market in Benin City stated that the continuous increase in the cost of timber is due to transportation costs, taxation during the movement of goods, irregular electricity supply, and the rising cost of diesel used in processing and storing the wood. They explained that there are different types of wood with varying price, but the cost of transporting them from other states to Edo State is high. As a result, traders are compelled to adjust their price in order to make a profit. One of the merchants who lamented the persistent power outage said they pay a huge amount of money every month without receiving adequate electricity supply. This, he explained, forces them to spend more on diesel to power their machines, and at the end of the day, they are forced to increase the price of wood. He called on the government to improve electricity supply, noting that poor power supply is one of the major reasons timber prices keep rising.
The price of things now every night they increase. Even this was in my hand now 15 naira before, but now 1,100. They increase everything by this. So for that now we know if they buy with it they work again. Customers they complain say nobody will afford.
However, some carpenters who spoke with BTV News said the high cost of timber has greatly affected their business. They recalled that in the past, wood could be purchased at lower cost, but now customers frequently complain due to the rising cost of carpentry work. One of the carpenters stated that Edo State no longer has strong forest reserve, noting that trees are not replanted after they are cut. He urged citizens who own land to take the initiative to plant timber trees, adding that doing so could generate significant income in the future. He also advised residents to always choose wood that matches their budget and to consider the quality they can afford.
I don't know, it's cause of number one, massive deforestation. I think the vital thing is this deforestation that is not accompanied with afforestation. Because when you keep cutting and cutting and cutting, you know the plants, where the remaining wood they want to come from. The people who are actually being paid to replant these trees, they actually should do their job. Because if you go to some now and tell them they are paying, but we are not seeing much trees planting here and there and all of that. I think I'll support timber farming. Private investors that have money, not everything be GLE or Lambo. If you have good money, you can go and look for places where you can buy hectares of land and plant trees.
The rising cost of timber remained a major concern for many in Edo State, as the experts warn that if urgent steps are not taken, the situation may further affect housing development and small-scale businesses that depend on wood products. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News.
All is now set for the second edition of the Niger Delta Games, scheduled to kick off on Friday at the iconic Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium in Benin City, Edo State, one of the centers for the event. BTV News' Temitope Oluwafemi reports that preparations have been concluded for the regional sporting fiesta, which is being hosted in Edo for the first time, holding under the administration of the Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpevolo.
The Niger Delta Games is a multi-sport festival designed to bring together athletes from the 9 Niger Delta states to compete in various sporting events. Sponsored by the Niger Delta Development Commission and organized by Dunamis Icon Limited, the Games aim to promote unity, talent discovery, and youth development beyond the oil-driven economy. The 2026 edition is themed Beyond Oil, Harnessing Talent, underscoring the commitment to grassroots sports, development, youth empowerment, and regional integration through healthy competition. This marks the second edition of the Games, following its maiden edition held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, where Bayelsa State emerged overall champions. Edo State has continued to upgrade its sporting facilities and strengthen hosting infrastructure to ensure a successful and memorable competition. Speaking in an interview, the executive chairman of the Edo State Sports Commission, Honorable Amadine Desmond Inabulele, expressed confidence in Team Edo's readiness for the Games. He disclosed that preparations began with rigorous local government trials, followed by senatorial and state trials to select the best athletes. According to him, successful athletes have been in camp for 14 days, undergoing intensive training ahead of the competition.
As we all know, the second edition of the Niger Delta Game is at hand, and Team Edo is fully prepared. Team Edo, we actually started through the local government trials. From there, we had the senatorial trials and the state trials. And the athletes that made it through the state trials, they were moved into camp and they've been camping for about 14 days. The team is actually prepared. We have our area of strength which we are going to capitalize on. And that's exactly with that we know we are going to do very well in the second edition of the Niger Delta Sport Festival.
Honorable Nabulele further revealed that 16 sports will be contested at the games, including athletics, handball, volleyball, basketball, swimming, and others. He emphasized that Team Edo intends to capitalize on its areas of strength and stated that the team has a clear mandate not only to host the game successfully but also to emerge victorious.
About 16 sports to be precise. We have athletics, we have basketball, we have handball, we have volleyball, we have swimming, and the others. Oh, of course, we have a mandate to host and win, and we have been preparing for that. With what we have on ground, with what we saw during the trials, Team Edo is fully prepared, and I know we are going to come out victorious at the end.
As the countdown begins, expectations are high that the 2026 Niger Delta Games will not only showcase sporting excellence, but also reinforce unity and youth empowerment across the Niger Delta region. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News.
Concerns are mounting over the level of public understanding of the newly introduced tax law, as many citizens say awareness of the policy does not necessarily translate to comprehension of its provision or impact. BTV News' Zainab Mohammed reports that while information on the tax reform has been disseminated through various media channels, several residents in Benin City say the message remains unclear, especially for traders, small business owners, and low-income earners who may be most affected.
Public reactions to the newly introduced tax law continues to reflect uncertainty, as many citizens say they are yet to fully understand its provisions and how it affects their daily economic activities. The situation has prompted calls for clearer explanations and wider public sensitization to bridge the gap between awareness and actual understanding. Some respondents admitted they do not fully understand the requirements of the new tax system, including applicable categories, payment processes, and deadlines, warning that compliance may be difficult without proper explanation. They therefore called for intensified grassroots sensitization through radio programs, community meetings, and market outreach in local languages, urging authorities to prioritize public education before enforcement and consider extending deadlines to allow sufficient time for awareness campaigns. According to them, clear communication would enhance compliance while reducing misinformation and anxiety among citizens.
And I think they should come to our level. Let us really know what it is about, so I will know exactly what we are paying, because I know tax, everybody has been paying tax. All the business, the public and the private sectors will be paying tax. So we want to really know what this present tax is about. Let me come to our level, come down to the grassroots level, to the common people, so they really know what this tax is talking about.
The government can, like I said, apart from radio, the government can liaise with the head of the market team. I think they call them Yeki, to call the women together, for instance, because I think most of the women are Benin women. They might not necessarily hear pidgin, even so. Speak to them in the dialect they understand, probably Benin or maybe pidgin. Tell them or make them understand that, oh, as you make this money, see how much government they collect for your hand, oh, so they will prepare themselves down. So they not go come, so the thing will come take them off guard. They'll say, government they take my money.
I don't understand it myself. I don't know whether others understand it. But I feel if the government or the federal government want to embark on the law, there are agencies to which it can be disseminated to the commoners so they can understand what they mean by it. What you are bringing in for people to buy on, and they have not understand it. I don't think the deadline will be important. What you need to do is to still sensitize the people, let them know what it means for you placing the tax law. By the time they understand it, then you still elongate the time.
As discussions around the tax reform continue, observers note that bridging the gap between policy announcements and public understanding will be crucial to achieving the intended objectives and maintaining citizens' trust. Zainab Mohammed reporting for BTV News.
Still on the 6 p.m. news, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back shortly. Please stay with us.
I am Amade Dexmod Enabulele, the Executive Chairman, Edo State Sports Commission. Esteemed people of Edo State, the second Niger Delta Games are here. I warmly invite every resident on behalf of Edo State government to come and witness the excitement of the biggest regional games taking place right here in Benin City from 20th to 27th February 2026. The opening ceremony is scheduled to hold at the iconic Samuel Bonodia Stadium on Friday, beginning from 5 p.m. I encourage families, youths, and sport lovers to come out in large numbers to support the athletes and enjoy world-class competition as we host the rest of Niger Delta people in our dear states. Together, let us showcase the hospitality and passion of Edo State as we make this edition.
The Niger Delta Games are here. From Friday, February 20th to 27, 2026, Benin City, the heartbeat of the nation, proudly hosts the second Niger Delta Games. Over 3,000 athletes from 9 Niger Delta states competing, connecting, celebrating excellence. This is more than competition. It is about talent discovery and nursing and nurturing the future champion of our region. Beyond oil, the Niger Delta Development Commission is boldly intervening in youth and sport development, building dreams, creating opportunities, and uniting the region through sport. The Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpeolo, together with the Edo State Sports Commission, warmly welcome all participating state governors and their contingents to the heartbeat capital, the land of rich culture and renowned hospitality. Governor Okpeolo urged every Edo sons and daughter, come out and be part of the biggest regional sports fiesta of our time. Benin City will be alive with sporting excellence, vibrant energy, and a business boom across the metropolis. The Edo State government says thank you to Dunamis Icon Limited and the Niger Delta Development Commission for bringing the games to the native home of sport, Benin City. Edo people, let's embrace the game. The second Niger Delta Games, one region, one dream, one unforgettable experience.
We are Niger Delta.
You're still watching us on Beetv News at 6. Welcome back from that short break. Betting activities, particularly sport betting, are rapidly gaining ground among young people, raising growing concerns about their social and financial well-being. Beetv News' Precious Agbolanho reports that across major streets, neighborhoods, and even close to schools and campuses, betting shops are now a common sight.
The loan facility unveiled at
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pate, has said Nigeria's health sector must deepen its shift from faith-based assessment to evidence-based planning and programming. He made the statement during the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare fourth quarter's 2025 performance dialogue with state commissioners for health. The minister said the latest health sector scorecard provided important insights into the system's strengths and gaps. Pate emphasized that reliable data is essential for refining policies, guiding investments, and strengthening the sector-wide approach aimed at improving healthcare delivery across the country.
To refining policies, guiding investments, and strengthening the sector-wide approach aimed at improving healthcare delivery nationwide.
Very encouraging that we have continued to build on this path towards more evidence-based review, policy, programming, and seeing how we are actually doing from one where it was mostly stories, from faith-based to more evidence-based. The facts the data, what it shows is that, in fact, we have a mixed picture. There are areas that we've made some improvements, but there are a lot of areas that we have to double down to work on. The scorecard is very revealing, not only in terms of the substance, but also in terms of the quality of the data that we are getting. The idea is that the data and this kind of dialogue will allow us to refine and to course correct as information becomes available to us.
We want to move from that era in the past where development partners will, maybe through certain MOUs, sit with governors and hold them accountable. We want, as government, to institutionalize our accountability systems. That's really what this is about. And thankfully, every single quarter over the last 2 years, similar with the BATPF expanded MOC, we have had this kind of dialogue with states.
Policymakers, developers, and industry leaders in Nigeria's real estate sector are urging stakeholders to view newly implemented tax reforms not as a burden, but as an opportunity to reposition and expand their businesses. The call was made in Lagos State during the 2026 Construction and Real Estate Outlook, hosted by the Nigerian-British Chamber of Commerce in collaboration with the International Real Estate Federation. The forum themed Navigating Reforms, Driving Resilience, Tax Insurance, and the Future of Nigeria's Construction and Real Estate Sector in 2026 brought together key players to assess the impact of ongoing economic reforms on the industry.
Chamber of Commerce and BCC in collaboration with the International Real Estate Federation. The forum, with the theme Navigating Reforms, Driving Resilience, Tax, Insurance, and the Future of Nigeria's Construction and Real Estate Sector in 2026, brought together key players to examine the impact of ongoing economic reforms on the industry.
For real estate, for the first time in 2025, that sector was realistically positioned as a major contributor to GDP in Nigeria. So it was moved up from around 4% contribution to about 13.4% contribution to the GDP of Nigeria for the first 3 quarters of 2025. So you see it, there's a chart I also put there. You will see it there. Okay? It shows clearly that your sector is actually an important component of this economy.
This year will be a game changer. People have to be very deliberate in terms of planning for tax and for insurance. We've learned today that insurance is not something, it shouldn't be seen as a cost. It should be seen as a safeguard. It's things that you put even at the forefront when you're planning. There are several types of insurance. Those are the things that we need to put into place.
There's no need for any alarm. Look at it, the issue of tax. If you're already tax compliant, there is no issue. And I think today is just really to allay the fears of the average investor. And I think the big takeaway is that if you want to invest, go ahead and invest. In that there are certainly more opportunities. It's still a growth area. It's contributing a large percentage of Nigeria's GDP and will continue to be a very important sector. So really, no cause for alarm.
And now to the world of business. Nigeria's debt to the World Bank concessional lending arm, the International Development Association, IDA, rose by $1.9 billion in 1 year to $18.7 billion as of December 2025 31st, according to the newly released financial data. This marks an 11.3% increase from $16.8 billion at the end of 2024. The reports.
The increase highlights Nigeria's growing reliance on concessional multilateral financing as the federal government faces tighter fiscal conditions and global market volatility. Nigeria is now the third largest borrower in the RDA portfolio behind Bangladesh and Pakistan. The top 10 borrowers together accounted for 60% of RDA's total exposure as of December 31st, 2025. The rise largely reflects continued project disbursements under Nigeria's country partnership frameworks and expanded commitment in sectors such as health, education, and infrastructure. Although IDA loans are concessional with long maturities and grace periods, the higher borrowing adds to Nigeria's external debt burden. Power generation companies under the Association of Power Generation Companies say unpaid invoices for electricity supplied to the national grid have risen to about 6 trillion naira, raising concerns about the sustainability of Nigeria's power supply. The group said the mounting debt caused by revenue shortfalls and weak remittances across the electricity value chain has severely strained their ability to fund maintenance, procure fuel, and expand operations. They warned that the liquidity crisis continues to threaten the stability of the sector. The association also rejected allegations by the Nigerian Labour Congress that electricity firms were engaged in institutionalized extortion. Chief Executive Officer Joy Ogaji said such claims ignore the structural challenges facing the industry and oversimplify the sector's financial difficulties. An unexpected slowdown in inflation has strengthened expectations that the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria may begin easing monetary policy at its next meeting, according to analysts at FSTM. Before the January data was released, many analysts had projected inflation would rise to around 19% due to base year effects. Instead, headline inflation fell slightly to 15.1% from 15.2% in December 2025, largely due to softer food prices that helped ease overall price pressures. FXTM senior market analyst Lukman Otunuga described the slowdown as a welcome surprise that supports the case for a rate cut. He said the disinflation trend gives policymakers greater flexibility after months of aggressive monetary tightening. Naomi Ewere reporting from BTV News.
The Chief Executive Officer of Anthropic, Dario Amodi, has warned that artificial intelligence system may exceed the cognitive capabilities of most humans across the wide range of tasks within only a small number of years. He made the statement while speaking at the Indian AI Summit, highlighting the rapid pace of AI development and the global urgency to prepare for its social and economic impacts. In the report.
In a video,
AI. AI. Remove my voice. Several former and current players have voiced support for Vinicius Jr. following an alleged racist incident during Real Madrid's 1-0 UEFA Champions League win over Benfica. Vinicius scored the only goal of the match, but the result was overshadowed by claims that Benfica Gianluca Prestini directed racist abuse at him. Vinicius addressed the incident on social media, condemning racism and describing perpetrators as cowardly. He said such abuse was not new to him or his team and criticized those who failed to punish discriminatory behavior. Among those backing him were Kylian Mbappe, who described the alleged remarks as unacceptable, and Trent Alexander-Arnold, who praised Vinicius' resilience. Alvaro Arbeloa emphasized the need to combat racism in football, while Thierry Henry said he shared his own experiences and expressed solidarity. And that is the size of our news package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us on BTV Major News at 6. I am Evelyn Izibili. Thank you and have a good night.